Oh, está bueno.
It's rich and varied farmland, majestic redwood forests, and unique coastal climate are what make agriculture Santa Cruz County's #1 industry.
Santa Cruz County is one of the best areas to grow and the best area to live.
More than 60 crops are grown commercially here. Strawberries and raspberries top the list.
Being a raspberry grower has been pretty exciting. Raspberries are a growing commodity. Interest in raspberries in the marketplace has grown. You see them a lot more in advertising.
Not only berries, but nursery stock, cut flowers, various vegetable crops, and apples are also leading crops in Santa Cruz County. And even though it's California's second smallest county in land area, Santa Cruz County is a big economic player. The county is ranked in the top half of the state's 58 counties in farm income. Any grower can tell you why.
We're very comfortable in Santa Cruz County because of the climate. The climate gives us the maritime influence from the sea, and it also, in our location right up here close to the mountains, it gives us an early fog burn off and the heat units that we need to produce successful ornamental crops.
As president of Suncrest Nurseries, Stan Iverson grows about 3,000 different plants, many of them California natives. The ornamental plants are marketed to retail nurseries and landscape designers across the country.
And we're really specialty farmers.
From flowers to fruit, Santa Cruz County's greatest variety of crops come from the Pajaro Valley. It produces more than 90% of the county's gross agricultural income, more than $400 million a year. Here, many strawberry growers exceed 30 tons per acre in the long growing season. And the berries are without doubt among the highest quality in the world.
In Santa Cruz County, we are, the strawberry industry is #1. And to say that strawberries will forever be #1, I think would be false. There are other crops that may overtake strawberries at some point. So we have to farm and keep everybody abreast that the landscape and agriculture is forever changing.
16% of Santa Cruz County's labor force is directly involved in agriculture and its allied industries, like packing and shipping.
We require a large labor force to manage and pick the crop.
From workforce to water issues, farmers are adapting to continual change.
Hi, I'm James Nagamina, second generation cut flower grower here in Watsonville. My dad started the nursery back in 1961. He came over as an immigrant from Japan.
James Nagamini is in the cut flower business. For decades, his family's floral varieties were shipped from coast to coast. But today's expanding flower import market has his family reevaluating their crop.
The future of greenhouses is going to be an evolution. As we've evolved from starting out with carnations, miniature carnations, we've evolved to roses, cut roses, and 36 different cut flower crops. And now we're looking into organically grown produce inside greenhouses without using our own soil medium.
Nita Gizdich has adapted her apple and berry farm to meet her customers' changing demands. The popular Gizdich Ranch is a berry-picking, pie lover's destination.
People come from all over. They'll go out and pick berries and then come back here to the ranch and buy a pie, which was real surprising to us. You know, when I was a young girl, you went out and picked berries, you went home and made your own pie. But today, it's a completely different change.
Another change that's taken strong root here is the organic market. More than 70 registered organic growers in Santa Cruz County generate at least $10 million in sales each year.
We pick our produce the day of or the day before we deliver that share of produce.
A new segment of the organic trend is called community-supported agriculture.
Community-supported agriculture is a system where consumers share the risk with the farmer in growing food. And the risks of growing food, of course, are determined by nature, and nature never really allows us to grow food risk-free. This is a typical family share in early June. We have, of course, our delicious blackberries, strawberries, some lettuce, a bunch of carrots, Romanesco squash, summer squash, some green onions. We have broccolini, a more unusual green, a rapini, some collard greens, chard, small head of romaine, fava beans. We have green garlic, cilantro, and a loose strawberry.
It's all picked mostly within 2 days and packed in individual boxes for customers to pick up at designated sites like farmers markets. These markets are often the best way to connect the grower and the consumer.
It's just it's a Saturday morning experience for us to visit the farmers market.
Well, they have good food and good samples.
We come here every week and look at the orchids.
We love the orchids and we love the
produce. It's a real problem.
Produce,
it's almost a disease.
Yeah.
So what is this?
This is the raspberry.
Grower Sylvia Prevedelli has long been a fixture at county farmers markets. Educating customers about her produce, especially apples, is her mission.
And they think we grow apple all year round because they go in the store and they see the apple all year round. And so they think you're picking all year round. So we have to educate a lot of our consumer when the season is in.
Apples were once the leading commodity in Santa Cruz County. Today, they add $10 million a year to the local economy. The most common varieties include Newtown Pippin, Red Delicious, Granny Smith, and Fuji. More than half of the county's apple crop goes to making juice. The famous Martinelli brand was founded in Watsonville in 1868. Fresh apples are washed and hand-sorted. Then they're pressed to release the fresh juice. The juice is chilled and carbonated, filled in new bottles, capped and pasteurized to retain the fresh apple flavor. Martinelli's has 2 production facilities, both located in Watsonville. This family-owned business employs approximately 200 people. Martinelli's juice and famous sparkling apple cider are so popular, they're shipped across the world. The temperate climate in Santa Cruz County allows the coastal plains to provide vast crops of produce, while the uplands are perfect for cattle grazing as well as timber production.
Redwoods really like the coastal fog and grow very well in this area down in the canyons.
Janet Webb has harvested timber for decades. Her company is a pioneer in sustainable forest management.
We do what is called selective harvesting, so we actually have been thinning those young trees and expanding their growing room so that they have been getting increasingly larger and larger.
These redwoods, which can grow up to 12 feet each year, will be cut and used to build homes, decks, fences, and landscaping materials. Not just redwoods, but ranches, orchards, and vineyards, which produce high-quality wines, dot the uplands landscape. By contrast, the coastal plains' rich soil is suited to growing crops like Brussels sprouts, lettuce, and other vegetables and herbs. Once picked, all this produce must be kept fresh until it reaches the consumer. That's why the Pajaro Valley city of Watsonville is a major center for cold storage. Vast warehouses are filled with refrigerated and frozen produce that's shipped throughout the United States and the world. With its unique position between the sea and the mountains, Santa Cruz County's beauty poses a challenge for farms.
There's a challenge there because, because our crops like it, people also like it. So we are always facing challenges with balancing farmland versus conversion to housing. And that's something that is always a concern to those of us in this business.
In 1890, the average farm size spanned 138 acres. By 1940, that dropped to just 61 acres. Today, the average farm covers 89 acres. County growers continue to work together to preserve our rich farmland. The diversity of its crops and its people, and a commitment to quality from the field to the family. They're what makes Santa Cruz County an agricultural leader.